Monovan Digital, we help businesses navigate the digital landscape. We recognize that it is crazy out there. So many channels, so many platforms, so many things to think about while managing the day-to-day operations of your business. We provide you with actionable solutions to market your business online and achieve your business goals.
Hello, and welcome back. Welcome back to season 2 of the top 7 digital marketing trends at 7 p.m., not 7 a.m. I've been doing the 7 a.m. show for so long. I'm mixing up the two. It is 7 p.m. It is season 2. Actually, it is the reunion show, and I am Tamara Moloui, founder of Monovan Digital Marketing Solutions, where we help businesses navigate the digital landscape. And I am so excited about this show today because it is the reunion show. So let me take you back just a little bit. You remember last season? Last season, we worked with 3 businesses. We put these 3 businesses with all the digital marketing experts that came to our show on Clubhouse, the top 7. We put them with all those amazing digital marketing experts to help them pull together a business plan, a digital marketing business plan that they can implement so they could achieve their business goals. Well, let me tell you, it was amazing. It was watching poetry in motion. Let me remind you about these amazing businesses that these experts worked with. Firstly, we had Hermine. Okay, so Hermine, let's see here. So Hermine, they are a subscription box, beautiful subscription box, such a great story behind them. Trudy and Pam, all about their aunts, but the subscription box has these amazing items from vendors, all female vendors. So amazing story with them. Then of course we had Oedipal Opus. Chef, she created amazing marshmallows, some vegan marshmallows. She started working on those while we were on the show. She also had her subscription box. So she was really awesome. You had to taste this marshmallow. It was amazing. And then of course we had the guys from Carnival Inn, Peter, Carva, and Casper. They were working on a new carnival initiative, which was so cool. Nice small group going to Punta Cana. It was awesome. These businesses met with some amazing subject matter experts in digital. They met with CJ, they met with Crystal, they met with Favor. Again, if you come to the top 7 digital marketing trends on Clubhouse, you know these amazing experts. So they got to sit with them and help them really develop their digital marketing plan. I cannot tell you how amazing it was just to watch this happen. They had Michelle Gordon, who did pricing and target audience. We had Jamila Bannister, who worked with them to do branding. They got every part of a digital marketing strategy that you can imagine. And it really helped them, hopefully it helped them achieve their business goals, right? So I want us to take a little bit of a walk down memory lane, get familiar with the brands, hear what they said last season. And then of course, we bring them to the stage today to ask the questions. Did the digital marketing strategies really work? Right? So many times businesses are thinking about marketing and how to do marketing. They get caught up with social media. They get hung up on the nice, pretty, shiny objects. But this really allowed these businesses to focus in and really focus on driving their customer to that point of conversion, right? Using all the digital tools the right way, leveraging them to grow their business, and really understanding how to better market their businesses online. I say when they walked away from here, they were digital marketers all on their own. So let's jump in and take a little look behind the scenes. Okay, so have a video here with Trudy Ann, who is going to be coming to the stage shortly. We're going to talk to Trudy Ann. She's going to tell us her numbers. Fingers crossed. We want to make sure these numbers are good.
The plan, and we can't sit still. We have to do stuff.
Right.
So implemented the free shipping. Then I pulled my warm audience of people who open our emails and sent them, hey, we have free shipping, etc. And we started converting off of these emails. And so
she started converting in those emails, right? Did the conversions continue? That is the question, right? early on, she started to see a shift in her business. So I am going to bring Trudy Ann to the stage, and drum roll, please, because then we're going to find out the numbers, right? This is Trudy Ann, how are you? How are you? How are things?
I am doing well, thank you. And I can't believe that it's the reunion show already.
I
It's
know.
it
I'm
was it was a whirlwind of activity while we were on the show. So it's great to be back.
I can't believe we actually did the show, right? Now I'm like, oh my goodness, we made it. We survived. This was, I have to thank you for, just again going along with the idea, the concept. That in itself, you were brave because it was our first time doing this, right? This is the first time we really thought about bringing experts together and helping businesses and really moving you through a strategic plan. So Trudy Ann, so let's talk about once we walked away, once the cameras left and we walked away from the Thursday show, let's talk a little bit about what happened next, because you had no more experts, but you had a blueprint. You kind of knew what you needed to do, how you needed to move forward. So let's talk about what happened once the experts walked away.
So once the experts walked away, I felt prepared to continue with what I learned. And so from our email strategy, which, what I discovered is that you need to work the plan. I mean, it sounds simple, right? But you have to look at your numbers and you have to look at what's working. And also, we talked about when we implement something, we need to make sure that we know when we implement it. So when we can see actual movement happening, that we know what we did to repeat it or know when to time it, because we also talked about what is the perfect time to pull a lever. If you're seeing numbers dip, or if you're seeing it work, then you pull other levers. So I really felt prepared to continue with what I learned.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm glad that you were prepared. How's 2022 going? Are you prepared for 2022 now? Or are you taking the same things that you learned and rolling them into 2022?
Absolutely. And thinking that the great thing about this process was, we did it, it was beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And so the idea that we should start planning ahead of, months ahead of the actual date that we want to implement something, or we want to see some activity. And so in our case, we were preparing for Christmas or for the holidays. And, now we start thinking about Mother's Day in January, right? We're thinking about Valentine's Day, when we were already finishing out the December plans, we were already thinking Valentine's Day and Mother's Day and, and so on. So, and some of the things we learned, we can actually kind of rinse and repeat and apply them to the holidays and the upcoming holidays. So yeah, that was we're starting, and I actually pulled our first quarter numbers too, and they're all up as
Oh,
well.
oh,
So it's
all right. Okay, don't get the numbers yet.
I'm teasing you, right?
I'm like, we got to build the anticipation. I just wanted to know the numbers. So wait, talk about your mom. Talk about Pam, and how did Pam feel about this process and where things ended up?
So Pam, my mom, is our CFO, right? And so she wants to see how's the activity move the needle, and are we seeing a return on the investment of time and energy, and of course all the time spent by the amazing experts. And she was seeing that, so I was able to kind of calm her down, because some of the activities were different than what we had been doing previously. And so once we started implementing some of these things, and we started, I would show her, look, these numbers are all up, and so we're seeing things trend in the right direction. And so that helped her to get on board. She's now looks at some of these things. Oh, I know, I noticed this or that. And so it's great to have her on board with that.
Awesome, awesome. What was your biggest takeaway from doing the top 7 and working with the experts?
I think knowing that there is a cause and effect, right? And there are tools out there that help you to measure whether or not things are working. And, through the different experts in the different areas where, their areas of strength, they were telling us, this is a tool. Did you know you can look behind the curtain and see what's happening here? And so tying back that, and also the when you do it, make sure you measure or know when you did what. Those are the biggest takeaways that I had from the process.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So let's jump into the comments a little bit. Oh, I got a hi, Auntie. Hello, hello. Saida's in the building. We have Shauna jumping in to say, hey. Chantal is here talking about welcome back, Trudy. And of course, the amazing Pam is here saying, hi, ladies. Hello, Pam. So glad you could have joined us today. All right, Trudy Ann. So let's get to the business. Let's get to the numbers. All right. So first of all, let's talk about, everyone wants to talk about, we want to know about the revenue goals. Let's talk about the revenue. As you worked on this plan and you looked at your year-over-year numbers from 2020 to 2021, let's talk a little bit about those numbers year over year. Go for it.
All right. So we had a 94% increase in sales.
Hold on. You gotta let us breathe.
Sorry.
Say that again slowly.
94% increase in sales. And I'm looking over here because I have my numbers over here.
Okay, a 94% increase in sales.
Yeah, and we had an 18% increase in returning customers. We had a 130% increase in online store conversion. So that I
almost want to. I'm trying not to jump.
Okay.
Real talk. I'm sitting here trying not to jump. Okay.
And then we had a 33% increase in total orders. So it's and this, by the way, just to put it in context, so we have our own website, and we also sell on Cratejoy, which is a marketplace for subscription boxes. Mm-hmm. And so those numbers don't include Cratejoy. This is just Shopify. So the rest, as they say, is gravy, right? It's above and beyond, right. Above and beyond these numbers. Yeah.
Wow.
And we also, as you know, worked with Crystal on Pinterest. And so Pinterest is always fun because, I don't watch it all the time. So when I go over there, I see a number, I'm usually like shocked. So over there, we had a 307% increase in impressions, a 434% increase in saves, and a 239% increase in outbound clicks. Wow. So we're seeing traffic. And, the reason I mention it out of the other social media channels that we're on is because people are sleeping on Pinterest. Many people don't think of it in the way that we learned to think of it through this process as a search engine. And an opportunity and it's evergreen, right? So it's there. If it's relevant, it'll pop up 2 years from now, so it is worth the investment, time, and effort to really seed it with some content that will live forever almost. So.
All right, I have to go to this comment. I have to go to the comments, okay? So firstly, Crystal is here. She is praise dancing in the back. She's like, awesome job. Nice discussion. Kim is here. She's saying peace. Ayana is here. She's excited to hear the numbers. Jamie's here. Jamie's like, holy moly.
You're next, Jamie. You're next.
Hey. Chef is here and she's like 94%. We need horns. We need horns all across the board. That is amazing. Trudy Ann, these numbers are just phenomenal. Everyone is just like, yeah. Pam is like,
yeah, that's the person I really want to impress, right?
Of course, Jamila is here. Jasmine is here. I mean, these numbers are impressive, Trudy Ann, and it's, so let's talk a little bit about that now. Is there a reality of maintaining that type of conversion rate at this point in time, right? Those are astronomical numbers, right? 94% increase in revenue year over year. So what are your setting expectations realistically for 2022?
It's a little frightening because it is, because of the numbers, it's like, okay, can we repeat this? And so I'm kind of hedging my bets a little bit because as you and I have talked about, we're adding a B2B kind of strategy to this as well, which will help to increase the numbers. But we are still continuing to do the things that we learned from this process. And the rest of it is just to make sure we can continue with the growth part of it.
Absolutely. So, realistically, I don't know that those numbers you can get a 94%, right? Because these could be your new benchmarks. But the
Right.
reality of the situation is you can get yourself into a place where you do see a 30% increase, you do see a 40% increase, and also you're looking at new markets, right? So you're looking at that B2B market, and that could be an entirely different game for you. So that's a really new, as we were talking about, it's a new vertical for you.
Vertical. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So that vertical could do some amazing things for your brand. But so let's talk a little bit about some in the weeds numbers. So let's jump into the socials. What have you seen on Instagram, Facebook? What are you seeing on LinkedIn? What are you seeing on those platforms?
So the good thing about so I'll start with LinkedIn because of the tie to the B2B strategy. So we are seeing some movement there. I haven't honestly put as much energy into it, but what we are putting in, we are seeing a return on that. Um, and it helps to have content. So for this month, for example, we're featuring all, a lot of the women that are behind our brand. You are obviously you're going to be featured. Saida was featured, and so on. So that it has given us content that's relevant over in the LinkedIn space. And so that's part of it, is finding relevant content for the different social media platforms. Instagram, we're seeing a lot more engagement because of the posts, that the types of posts that we're doing. We're seeing more engagement there. I still think of it as kind of vanity metrics, right? So I'm not really looking at so much to increase our followers there per se. What I find is that our even our B2B customers they go find us, right? If they found us someplace, they do go look and see what we're doing wherever. And so we get feedback. For example, when we won a grant from Visa, and the person that was awarding us the grant said, "Hey, I checked you out on social, and you guys are doing some amazing things," because we try to stay true to our brand in terms of our mission around supporting women and so on. And so they had done their research. And so for me right now, that's what that serves as, is to show, what we're doing. We're staying true to our mission, and it's just an insight into what's happening with us, more so than a driver of followers. We
Right.
really wanted to drive engagement and so on.
Awesome, awesome. So let's talk a little bit about your email database. How is that looking? Because that's always a thing people need to work on.
Yes, yes, and still a work in progress. I know you try to get me out of my head that I need to email more often, because when we email, we do see an uptick in conversions when we remind people that we're still here. But we still need to work on building that email database, and so we're actively working on that right now.
Awesome, awesome. So let me jump into the comments. Kim is saying this is impressive. Michelle Gordon is like, say what? Chef is here like, Jamila, you've been on my mind all day. They're crazy. Crystal is saying this is so exciting. And then Michelle is saying she can't wait to see the fabulous B2B performance, because we understand that new market is going to be great. We've talked about it. We're excited about it. I mean, talk about that a little bit, because I think you saw so many of us purchase gifts from you to give to our customers. I mean, we definitely at Monovan Digital, we purchased gifts, and you took care of everything and sent it out to our customers for us.
Yes.
And can I tell you, Michael and I got these calls, and they were like, hey, this is awesome. This is so unbelievable. I mean, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, someone was still telling me they were using the lotion, and I was just there like taking the credit, like, oh yeah, I did that. I did.
So my digital marketer actually gave me the idea of my new tagline for the B2B space. And so it's, we do all the work, you take all the credit. Because it is in essence what happens. And what we're finding is that the business is evolving on its own. So our initial B2B, or one of our initials, because we had some executive coaches that would buy boxes from us, but they would buy them as their clients came on board. But our first large order came from a business that found us on Google, of all places. So this SEO stuff works. But we started getting feedback from them, from you, from Marlon Hill, from other people that we're doing this for, and they say that we make them look like a rock star. Right. And so again, it started to evolve kind of organically. We didn't really go after B2B initially. And so now we're thinking, okay, so we need to figure out that niche, and, and figure out how we continue to spread the word about what we're doing. And, it really warms my heart to know that the person who we're working with gets to feel like a rock star and they didn't have to do anything.
Right. It was the best feeling. So I love that you found a new vertical, right? I love that that really kind of opened up for you. And absolutely what you guys are doing, just the customization, the personalization for our customers. I mean, I know it definitely made them feel good and it didn't make us look like rock stars. And the other thing, it was a different type of gift, right? They didn't get that type of gift from everyone. So we definitely were able to stand out. And that's what we want to do as a brand. So I thank you for that. And I'm glad that that's now something that you guys are working towards. So let's talk a little bit about your 2022 goals. So what's in store? What are those numbers? How are you? Have you started? What are you working on? What's new? Oh, wait, let's take it back a little bit. I see that you are way more visible on your platforms across the board, more video. We talked about that, and that was something you struggled with a bit, right? And I was just like, hey, we need, I say to everyone, more Trudy-Ann all the time. And how is that working out for you?
It's still a challenge, honestly. It's still a challenge to show up and talk about whatever, right? But I'm finding that because I so believe in our mission to support as many women as we do, and I get to partner with and work with so many amazing women, it makes it easier, right? Because I feel like the message I'm getting out there is it grows kind of exponentially, helps so many different people. And so it makes it a little easier than just talking about what I'm doing today.
Right, absolutely, 100%. But it also gives that authenticity and it adds to the brand. People get to know who you are, so they know who's packing those boxes and making people feel amazing. So I really, really love that. Trudy-Ann, what are your words of advice for the new season, the new businesses coming on to do this? Because next week we start the new season. We have 4 new businesses. What's your word of advice to them? Hold on.
Yeah, that's the first thing that came to mind is hang on. I would say to recognize the opportunity that you're being given, because for us it was an amazing opportunity to work with experts. And I know that you've thrown out the numbers as far as what the true value is of the experience, but the chance to work with some of these individuals, or everyone actually, is invaluable, right? And so do the work. That's the piece, because it goes very quickly, because each week there are things to do in order to have something to talk about and report on each week. And so be prepared for the pace, because it is pretty fast paced. Every week there is someone new, something new, and so on. So keep pace with it and enjoy the ride, because we're still, as you see from our numbers and what we're doing, we're still reaping the benefits of that experience. So just hang on and enjoy the ride.
Hang on and enjoy the ride. Trudy-Ann, this has been awesome. 94% increase in them. Let's run through those numbers one more time, because you can't leave without telling people. Tell the people.
Oh, okay. All right. So here we go. 94% increase in sales, 18% increase in returning customers, 130% increase in online store conversions, and a 33% increase in total orders.
Whew. I think I want to cry just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit, but I'm not going to, because it works, right? I think that is the thing. The thing is that it works, right? And how do you feel about digital marketing now?
It's not so much of a mystery anymore. I think initially it was kind of this thing. And, and I joked with you the other day that I get emails upon emails from digital marketers trying to get me to do whatever. I'm like, don't speak to me. I am never leaving. And so just, I wish I could have an autoresponder digital marketer.
Are you a digital marketer? We're good.
Yeah, check. We're good.
Absolutely. Trudy-Ann, this was awesome. Again, everyone is like, nice. Michael is just like finding new markets. Amy, thank you for joining us. Jamie is like, she's buckling up her seatbelt right now.
Buckle up.
Great advice. Love the language of the pace. Absolutely. Victor's here. You're doing it right. Doing the work is key. The investment you're making in your business. This is an investment in your business. It's really an investment in time. But what happens happens in the long run is just awesome. I mean, just the fact we were able to see that, amazing results, awesome numbers. Maybe you should refer them to Tamara.
I should. I absolutely should. Like, have you heard of
Hey, Favor, how are you? Yes. So, I mean, and she just said it. She's like, SEO actually does work. So people are finding you on search. Tridiane, thank you so much. This was awesome. I am so glad your numbers were good. We were sitting down here waiting. We're like, what's going to happen? We knew they were decent, but I didn't know they were that amazing. And I think just understanding that you now have a blueprint that you can move forward, right, and really work on your digital marketing and understanding all the moving parts and how they work for you. And I love that you're now in a space where you understand what's really important as you're moving this business forward. So thank you so much. And wait, you're actually going to be a mentor for the new businesses this season. So that's going to be awesome. So we will see you popping in and out, and we couldn't just get rid of you that way. So thank you again so much, Trudiane, for believing in us and for taking the time to do the work.
Well, thank you. It was a pleasure, and I'm glad that I can help by being a mentor. So I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Take care, Trudiane. Bye. Guys, do you hear those numbers? Did you hear those numbers? 94% increase in revenue year over year. All we did is we had them meet with all the digital marketing experts, SEO, Pinterest. They met with me. We talked a little about their digital marketing plan. They did pricing. They did target audience. They spent the time to understand their audiences online and to do the work. Digital marketing is sometimes, it seems a little bit daunting, but once you understand how to move the needles, then you start really getting it to work for you. And that's how you drive those results, right? Keep in mind, I always like to say that every marketing activity should be really intentional and tie back to your business goals. And that's what we did with these businesses this year, really tie it back to their business goals for them. So super excited. Oh, I'm getting all the comments here. I love this. It's the SEO Sniper. And thank you, Tamara. You are awesome. Thank you so much, Pam. You guys are awesome. And the fact that you guys, took a chance and actually did the work is really, really, really great. So, all right. So of course we're moving into our next business. This is one of my faves because you know what? These guys are from Trinidad and Carnival is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. So I do not know if you remember the guys from Carnival Inn, but let me just run a clip here so you
and messages that we were getting. It's like,
well, wait. What messages are you getting? Hold on. What are people saying? Because I need a third win. Because what are they saying in those DMs?
They want to be there. Like, oh, we want to be there. When is this? Did a post as far as telling people, hey, should we choose this venue? And it's like my first time.
Welcoming to the stage, Casper, how are you? You are muted. Unmute yourself.
There we go. Hello.
How are you? How are things? Welcome to the reunion show.
Yeah, it's good to see everybody. It's like, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. So how was the party, man?
The party is always amazing. If we're throwing it, it's an amazing party. So,
I hear that. So,
yeah.
Casper, take us back a little bit. Talk a little bit about, the process, what you guys, firstly, tell people a little bit about the business, and then let's talk a little bit about that process of working the digital marketing for this new venture, because you guys really pulled together a new venture that happened during COVID as a result of the pandemic. You guys really changed the game for Carnival. So let's talk about that a little.
Where do I start? Let's see. The business side of it. So
Peter's here too. What up, Peter?
Guys, what's up? How are you?
Good.
Yeah, I was backstage, so I didn't realize that it was queue time. So sorry about that.
It's queue time. Let's go. It's always go time.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Casper. Talk a
I was
little
going
bit.
to start with going on about, telling you a bit about Carnival Inn and what we do. So essentially, this is a Carnival infused party weekend. Taking a bit of the elements from Carnival, bringing it to a tropical paradise somewhere where you can enjoy a weekend of unadulterated vibes, where your drinks are covered, your food is covered, your lodging is covered, transportation to and from events. It's just a worry-free weekend where you can really enjoy the carnivalness. I create my own words, the carnivalness of of an event. So
Awesome,
that's
awesome.
pretty much what it is.
So talk a little bit about taking, and Peter, you can jump in here. Talk a little bit about
Yep.
taking the digital marketing elements and applying it to Carnival Inn.
Right. So I mean, so what we did before was sort of, wing. I would use the word wing it when it came to digital marketing. We didn't quite grasp the direction and the flow in which digital marketing should flow. It's really poetry in motion when you really think about it. It's not sort of a haphazard, or let's try this, let's try that, let's try this, but it's very strategically planned. And so what we did within the last show that we did with you kind of sort of, you gave everything's direction, and what we did was apply it, and in applying it, and learning real time, we realized how effective it is to sort of create that plan and work that plan and understand the direction that the plan should go in. And even if it doesn't get to 100% to where you want to get to, at least you see direction, and that led to a place where we saw conversions. We spoke to people who went through the funnels that we set up based on the digital marketing plan, and we met people and just asking, how did you find out about this? How did you find out about that? They say, hey, this is how we found it. I was like, and that was the amazing part. So understanding and experiencing how the digital marketing should be set up and how it should be flowed. Just like you go to a gym. When you go to a gym and you lift weights for one day or 1 week, you don't really get to see the results. But after 6-7 months of continuous working, and you understand that there has to be a process behind it.
Right.
And the same principle applied with this, And so
Absolutely.
we started to see, even within the certain things that were happening within our website, acquisitions and new visits, and we started to see all that start to go up, uptick to the point where we're like, okay, well, where's this uptick coming from? Did we send something out? Okay, we sent this out, so this has affected this. We did this, and this has affected that. So we were really starting to understand how to really market in the event space,
Right.
and
Right.
understand that the event space is just like any other business.
Right. Well, I love that you brought that.
Yeah. So that's in terms of, that's my take on it. I don't know if Casper has anything to add to that.
No, I do agree. It gave us like a path to follow, and the more we immersed ourselves in it, the more we saw the other possibilities. So the more we get into it and we see that uptick and we see engagement and things like that, then we start thinking, wow, we can do so much more with this. We can look at these analytics and, we can drive certain things by making these changes. So you become more aware. It's more like awareness, like, wow, there's so much, we've came a long way again from kind of like winging it, as Peter said, to now having this clear path, like, okay, this is how we can use, digital marketing, analytics, advertising, and all these things, even, email marketing, just to drive people and to constantly keep changing it as we go forward and improving.
Right, definitely. So let's talk a little bit about those results that you guys saw. So how were you able to convert people online? How did you increase your email database? I know there was some COVID restrictions around the number of people that could go to your event in the long run, but talk about some of the results that you saw that you were just like, wait a second, I did not anticipate this.
You want to start, Peter?
Well, we started to really just a few things that started happening. We started to create more dynamic content when it comes to social media presence, And then from there, we've also built out a more robust email service where we created funnels. So and creating those funnels, we kind of engaged a lot more people through those funnels. And so engaging those people through those funnels, what we started to see was an increase, 200% of new users that were coming to the website, and we knew it was really directed towards the email campaign as well as the dynamic social media presence. But what we also did is we also ran some ads, and in running those ads, that's where we saw a lot more engagement happening, because now we realized that we were engaging from people from places that we weren't even thinking that they were engaged, and not only that, we started to see just a few more conversions happening from people that we really didn't even have a direct contact with, other than just the ads, So that was some of the things that we saw as we went forward in the digital marketing. So, Casper?
Yeah, and it was like the first, I'm comparing now the first event to this event, given the COVID restrictions and so many other things that we had to deal with. Like our first push was more like, again, organic, like based on who we knew, people familiar with our brands before, and the second leg of this was more, again, like it was more ad driven, where it's not like just relying on friends of friends, putting the word out there. We were actually more in control of putting the word out there without changing how we responded to people who joined our mailing list, changing how we interacted with folks on our Instagram, and as well as the message, to kind of make everything like where it's like a call to action, so to speak, and you get more people, you get new people jumping on board. So seeing it expand beyond where it was before, as far as reaching out to people from locations, and that we never had any inclination that, hey, we didn't know that we have a market over here. It was good to see that change.
Gotcha. So, and I know you guys talked, Peter, you and I talked, and you talked about seeing different markets, right? And I think Casper just mentioned that, right? Seeing those different types of markets, right? LA, places that you may not have necessarily anticipated. So what does that do now as you guys are building? Because I know there is another event. I'm seeing the advertising, I'm seeing like stuff pumping for another event coming. So how are you leveraging that for your next event?
Well, so that's the exciting part about it, right? Ideally, it's all about expansion. It's all about growing. It's all about ultimately what's the long term plan? How do you want to see this grow? And in order for that to happen, we have to definitely reach that outside market, outside of the market that we're sort of confined to, simply because of just the limitations of not being able to reach more. So what we're beginning to see is a lot more outreach, and with that outreach is going to bring a lot more engagement and then a lot more conversion. Even now, as we sort of step into our next project, we are already thinking 2 years down the road. We're already thinking 2,000 people. We already started, and so the structure that we have is the foundation for that. That's how we see it, because we even within acquiring new emails, all of a sudden we've noticed that there's an uptick in that, and that being able to read that and measure that is important, because now we know that we're going the right direction, because we're seeing that people are engaged. We're seeing that even a few days ago, Casper and I were having a conversation. It's like, I'm seeing a lot more engagement when it comes to emails, and these are emails that was brought over from our old projects. These are brand new emails that are every day. We're getting quite a few people that just joined the email. So now we're at the point where so the initial campaign, and what we're doing now is we're now starting to drive more people to join the email list, drive more people to follow us, drive more people, because that's where it all began, and that's where it all begins. And so we're starting to see that up more so than before. We're definitely seeing that uptick, even in all activities all the way around. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Let me jump into the comments here. Comments here. Casper looking refreshed. They're like, Peter is in the building. Peter is saying, yeah, worry free. We love that. Victor is saying, yep. Learning to be intentional. Samara keeps making that point, and it is real. The more intentional you are about those activities, right, and the more you start paying attention to how is this moving the needle? I did this activity, what happened? And then all of a sudden it starts to become second nature, right? So you start thinking about it in a way where you're like, okay, what is that action that I took to make it happen, right? So you guys, one of the things that was really interesting in your entire process was getting that messaging from Jamila. So talk about that a little bit, and how you guys took that message all the way to the top.
The messaging was crucial to defining the brand. It's like, we know what it is, but it's how do we put it in words? And, that was the start of, I think we started with, come as strangers, leave as friends. That kind of came out of it. But kind of culminating everything that we are about, the hyper inclusive aspect of it, that to me is what drove everything else, because then we have a base where we can then, take off from. We know, okay, this is our brand, this is the message that we want, and these are the things that we want to represent. So that helped give us direction. That was important in giving us direction.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree. What speaking to Jamila really, just gave us, sort of gave us that place to step back and sort of analyze. Hey, where do we really want to go with this? How do we really want to see this? Where are we seeing it? I mean, and like Casper said, we had the vision, we had, but putting it into words and then using that to to the point when we first came up with the hyper inclusive Carnival Weekend experience, it was kind of hard to almost roll off the tongue sometimes, But after like living it and seeing it and being it, it's almost like second nature. It's like almost saying good morning sometimes.
Right. I think that's like
hyper inclusive.
Casper was like repeating it back and forth. I remember, but that's great. That message.
You go to the bank. Is this a hyper inclusive bank? No. Okay. Is this a hyper inclusive party? No, I don't want to party.
It's so funny. Jamila talked today. She was on Clubhouse this morning, and she talked about the two-word brand. She talked about those two words and getting it, that two-word brand, and she was really focused on how it's helpful, and you teach people what you want them to say, and then they start saying it, right? So and that messaging leads to everything else, So I love that. Michael is saying here, amazing guys, talking funnels, conversions, and new audiences. You guys sound like digital marketers. You know what I'm saying? You sound like digital marketers. It's not this conversation of, okay, cool, we need to get people to the event. You kind of understand the flow, and I love that. That's what we wanted. We wanted everyone to walk away from here being their own digital marketer. You can come back to us at some point in time, of course, because the gurus are here. But and think in digital and really get to that space for yourself. So what's on the horizon, fellas?
Carnival in. So I mean, the next project for us is Carnival in Jamaica. And so we're kind of excited about that project as well. It's basically the same format when it comes to the hyper inclusive type of weekend. The good thing is that it's in Jamaica as opposed to a Spanish speaking country, a Latin country, sorry. And so and then it's kind of like it's almost close to home in terms of the possibilities and things that we want to do. I mean, and so we're always trying to up the experience. And that's always what the plan is. We always try to make it more hyper inclusive than
Right.
it was before.
Right.
And so that's short term goal. And then of course long term goals. We have a lot more in store. We have some bigger projects that we're planning to work on. That's a year and a half away. And so, we'll keep that a secret for now. But again, it's all about properly marketing these projects, And as we look and we have conversations, because Casper and I talk almost daily, just what's going on, what's happening. Even within our regular conversations, it's always about digital marketing, even on the fly, because that's what ideally is where we want to always have that conversation. It's not just about making the money, blah blah blah. Yes, but how do we get there? That's where we always that's the type of conversation that we always have. So that's
Guys, I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're working with 4 businesses this season, coming on season 2. So what words of advice would you give to the businesses, to the new businesses coming on for season 2?
I would say don't be intimidated, because when we first stepped into this, it was a tiny bit intimidating because because it's a new world for some people. It's like digital marketing, what's that, it can be intimidating. But once you trust the process, I think, it will work out and you will see change.
Gotcha. Oh, love that. Peter, what do you
think? I just to reiterate, that's, basically trust the process. You're not going to be good at it the first time. You're not really going to understand a lot of stuff that's rattling off. But if you just stay the course and just trust the process, even if you don't see exponential growth afterwards, if you even stay the process, you will see growth, And even if it's one step closer to whatever goals you are, it's just one step less that you have to make, And I think that is what I would say. And just be open to learn, Just be open to learn, Yeah, because that a lot of times that's the hardest part, especially coming in and you have your own business coming in. It's, you feel like, this is what I want. This is my direction, because let's face it, you have to be that way to get where you are right now. But, in going through this process, you kind of have to be open to just absorbing everything and just kind of letting someone else sort of take the reign for a minute, So that's my advice. Yep.
Absolutely. Here we go. Ayana's like, she loves the messaging. Andrea is like, she loves it. And Jamie is like, trust the process. Jamie is actually going to be one of our businesses. So she's like, yes, my faith is in the driver's seat. So she is here. She is hearing you. She's listening to you. So I love that. Guys, this has been awesome. Of course, let's definitely stay connected. Just reach out. I am here to support. I cannot wait to see Carnival Inn get to the next level. I'm here for it all. You guys have
absolutely
been amazing. The results are great. I love what you're saying. I cannot wait to see everything in motion. And thank you so much for doing this. Casper, Peter, amazing. Always a pleasure to have you guys.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you.
All right. Take it easy. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
You guys are hearing these numbers? You hearing these digital marketers in these digital streets? Do you hear them talking like digital marketers, right? They've changed how they are talking about their businesses, how they get to that conversion, what's important, all the steps, trusting the process. I think that's so important. Such a valuable lesson. As you are working on your business and you look at digital marketing, you look at digitally transforming your business, you have to trust the process because sometimes it's new. Understanding the analytics, the numbers, it's all a little bit overwhelming, but once you trust that process and you get into the groove, it becomes second nature. It is just like driving for those of you that drive. It is just like riding a bike for those of you that can ride a bike. All right, I'm getting carried away now. A little bit too much fun. All right, so next we have coming to this stage, Chef Saida Farrell from Edible Opus. I am so excited to talk to her. I cannot wait to hear her numbers. I'm excited to talk to everyone today, but let's just kind of take a step back. Let's go through, let's walk through memory lane and check out a clip from last season.
We did an optimization plan and you implement it. And let me give the drum roll. Yeah. Sound effects guy is just he's so fired. So you're saying that what I said worked?
So I still want to go in and look at my bounce rate, but it's been daily sales. So I've had daily sales, but I do want to go and see what that bounce rate looks like.
Daily sales. Let us go. Daily sales. Welcome back, Chef. How are you?
What's up, Tamara? So good to be back. So good to be back.
How are things with you? How is business? How are things?
Things are good. Business is good. Things are good. Things are amazing. Things are great.
Awesome,
That's how
awesome.
things are.
Good. So let's talk a little bit about this process, right? I mean, the one thing I can say about you three businesses is that you guys, got a lot of, you guys ran with me with this, this idea came from, and you were like, okay, I'll sign up for it. And I was just like, okay, are you sure? No problem. It's too late.
April 6th of last year. That's when we started talking about it. April 6th. I got that written down.
Wow, look at you. I love that. April 6th of last year. So talk about the process and going through the process.
I mean, the process was, what can I say about it? It was an amazing process, so much so that I want to go through it again this year. I should have just nominated myself like, yeah.
You're like, I haven't done the show before. You don't know me.
But it's definitely something, all those exercises, I will repeat them again starting in July, and just there's no other way to get myself ready for the holidays and everything that we did last year, for sure.
Awesome. So Chef, talk a little bit about your business. Remind people what you do, how you do it. Let's talk a little bit about that.
So I'm Chef Saida Farrow, and I'm the owner of the Marshmallow of the Month Club. So today, on 7 at 7, I could not get over that 2-word branding. So if you see where it says Marshmallow Magician, so I had to hit Jamila up. And I was like, Jamila, I've been thinking about it all day.
Okay, so
so the business is all about making marshmallows and just having that moment when you need that moment, you need to take a break. And it's just this self-love piece of goodness and bliss. And, so now I'm doing cocos as well, and also the fresh baked graham crackers.
Love that. So, CJ's in the building. Welcome, CJ. CJ's here talking. He can't wait to go to the beach. Charlene is here talking about being patient. We have people in the building. Trianne, you getting your shout outs. Trianne is like, Saida's in the house. Andrea is like, okay, Chef, I'm here for it. Marshmallow Magician. I'm not mad at it. I am not mad at it.
That is all credited to Jamila. We were just chatting a minute ago, and she was like, "Boom, Marshmallow Magician." And I'm like,
she
"Okay,
gave it to you."
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Jamila's out here doing tricks on my show.
But
Jamila's like in the back, like she's like, by the way, here's a tour brand. Jamila, this is not the lipstick effect. Okay.
But that's the power of this network, though, right?
Right.
So
of the network. That I can have the branded person.
Exactly. You get stuck and you just be like, Jamila, where you at?
Absolutely. No. I love it. I love that. So today she did talk about those tour brands, and I think we all got hung up on it, but it was a great conversation. But let's start talking about your numbers, Chef. So
yeah,
let's talk about those numbers year over year. So 2020 versus 2021. What did it look like?
Yeah, so when I started out working with you and all of the experts, my goal was to increase my revenue by 20%. So that was the goal, to increase it by 20%. And what did we start? We started in July, but the wheels really started turning in October. And by the end of November, I had already hit that 20% increase. And I ended 2021 with a 41% sales increase. So revenue increase. So yes. So that's the numbers right there.
Can you say that again?
41% increase in revenue.
Oh my goodness, my goodness. So what is that 41% increase in revenue look like? Did you increase? Was it a lot of new customer acquisition? Was it old customers? Was it price increases? What happened?
Yeah, so it was 2 price increases. So, Michelle and I, we worked on that pricing, and I was able to go 2 times with that price increase. And, there's just certain things that you do and certain things that you say that makes it even more valuable. So I changed it to a holiday gift box. So it was more towards the gift giver. So I increased my price twice. Offered 3 products instead of just the 1 product. So I had a lower end product that was the mini box, so people could come in and try it out. And then I had the family box, which was a higher profit, and the price point was higher as well. So I had 3 different price points that helped get to that point. And then I made an offer that you buy the first box. You get the first box free if you buy it for 6 months or 12 months. So people were coming in. So that revenue was increased because they weren't buying it for just 1 month. They were buying it for, 6 and 12 months at a time.
Oh, so the lifetime value of the
Exactly.
customer, along with the price increase, the lifetime value of the customer.
Absolutely.
And let's talk about that a little bit. So you repositioned and got those longer term packages. You made sure that people saw that first, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Let's talk a little bit about where else did you see increases? What about your social media? What happened on social media? What happened with your content, your Facebook group? There were so many things.
Yeah, so social media, you and I, we had looked at Instagram because, I was in love with Instagram. And
You're like, I love it so much. I'm like, it does nothing for you.
Analytics say, well, your people are coming from Facebook. So I worked with the expert and worked on getting a Facebook group up. That first day went out to family and friends and had 48, what do you call those people? 48 members within the Facebook group from that first week. And now I'm at 165, and it's an engaged group. And I know that may sound small to some people, but like that 165, I mean, like that's engaged people when I'm engaged with it. It's very specific. So we talk about the box, we talk about recipes, we talk about, just the business of marshmallows. And I'm happy with that growth from 0 to 165 in less than a year. And I know that if I go more, harder in the Facebook group, that's going to increase. So what I'm seeing now in Google Analytics is that my Instagram and my Facebook are running neck and neck right now. So people are coming from there because I don't know what it was. I just woke up one day and I saw my my Facebook followers increased by 200, and I wasn't really sure where that was coming from. But I started being more intentional with what I'm posting, and I'm posting more reels. So, just following, like making sure you have a trending music with it. For some reason, people love recipes that are going really fast. So speeding up the reel. And so those reels are making a difference with my impact on Instagram.
Oh my goodness. I have to go over to the comments because our guy is in the building. So firstly, I have over here, Michelle is like, chef. Favor is like, Jamila is the branding boss.
She is.
More shout out to Jamila. Ayana's like, chef. Jamila's like, I was minding my business and I decided to do branding from my DM. This dedication right here. Okay, let's talk about the kitchen setup Chef has, though.
Oh, that's my background.
I see the backgrounds. I love your background.
I wish my kitchen was like that. There's marshmallow all over the wall.
Right. Flavors like the numbers are going up and up and up. Trudianne is like, yes, more marshmallows. Can I speak? Crystal is happy. Andrea is like, those numbers. We got torpedoes of wisdom and money bags. Room raiders, give them a room at 10. Honestly, this is, Chef, those numbers are just astronomical. Such great
I got
numbers.
more if you want more.
Yeah, let's go. We got more.
Oh,
Let's go.
I
Let's
did
go.
start my TikTok as well. So, but that's holding at about like 400 views at a time. But still, you know, after listening to what Juma was talking about, after you've got like that year of content, just you can start regularly putting content out there on TikTok. So I'm making that one of my goals. Like I'll just be able to start repurposing content out there to TikTok. So that's growing nicely. I like where it's at. But so my subscriber goal when I started was at like I had 225 subscribers when I started, and the goal was to get to 300, and I ended the year with 388. So yeah, so that was.
I was like, I felt like you just hit me. I didn't know what else to do. I want to jump. And all I could do is shake my head. My level of excitement is what you wanted. How many? Let's say that again in slow motion.
Started with 225 and ended with 388.
And your goal was 300.
The goal was 300. Yeah.
Oh, Chef, are you a digital marketer now?
I am. I'm just like, I think Trudy said it earlier. Someone starts talking to you, you're like, shut up. You know, I'm not doing that.
Like, I don't need that from you.
or it's just redundant. And I'm just like, I don't need the rhetoric of marketing. I need the strategies and the tactics. Like, you know, so those, you've just implemented that in my brain. So I just have a better understanding of, and, you know, and the photography piece too, that's where we really started in September and October. It was just like, Saida, where are the marshmallows? Yeah, you got a pretty flower in the picture and there's the box, but where's the marshmallows? And I've really been doubling down on the photography and making sure that the marshmallows are highlighted so that, you know, I'm on the Cratejoy marketplace and I want more visibility. So I kind of align that photography with what Cratejoy is promoting. And like Valentine's Day, they saw my photo, boom, posting it everywhere. So I'm like, that's what I need to do, is just focus on that photography, make sure they see the marshmallow, they get to have a clear understanding of what this box is about.
Oh, do you have more numbers?
Do I have more numbers? No, I don't have any more numbers.
Okay. I don't know if I can take it anyway. I think you will make me jump. I know. You know what I mean? Well, my set's kind of tight, so I cannot jump.
I would say the dollars, but I got too many brothers that'll be like, "Can I borrow $10?" So I ain't gonna say the dollars.
Tell us the dollars. It'll make us feel good. Come on, tell us the dollars. Dollars. From where to where? Tell us the dollars.
You want to? Oh, okay. I'm not ashamed. I mean, so my year to years, 2020. So 2019 was 21,000, 2020 was 53,000, and 2021 revenue was 85,000. Yeah. Yeah, I really like that. So the goal is this year is 100K. So that's what our goal this year is 100K. So
numbers, do you hear these numbers?
I got work to do.
Do you hear these numbers? Okay. Unreal, Chef. Unreal. You put in the work. You know, we have 4 businesses coming next season. What is your advice to them? What are you going to tell them?
Well, you know, I had the opportunity to be the last one to go, so I had that question and I really wanted to think about it. And I would say you definitely want to implement like everything that's given to you. There's still pieces that I haven't implemented yet, so I can't even imagine when I'm able to implement them where my business is going to go. So make sure you implement them quickly so that you can build it into your business, right? Stay focused on the goal. And like the best advice I could give anyone who's going through this, make favor your best new friend.
Shout out to Favor. Favor your new best
I mean, SEO is just money in the bank. It's just money in the bank.
In the bank. It is money in the bank. Absolutely. So look at you. Look at you. More shout outs. Chef, you're passing her own goals like, no, nothing big. You know, just like, I'm 1,000 here over here. Show us the money. Julianne's just like, what? CJ is here in the building, and Favor is like, thank you for the love. Absolutely. I mean, Chef, this has just been awesome. I mean, definitely you are coming back as a mentor this season. I'm excited to have you back as a mentor. I love everything that you're doing. I love that you guys, you took the time to implement. You really worked hard at it. You were definitely a fan favorite. People wanted to hear the stories. You're hilarious. And what you're doing with your brand is just awesome. And just kind of even seeing you out there more, right? I think I gave you, Trudy, and even the guys the same advice. More of you, more of you. We want to see more of you. We want to see more of that Coco, see it drizzle. The YouTube show not the YouTube show, the LinkedIn show I want you to do shall remain nameless until we get it done. But all those things, I love that you are implementing, and you will see that growth. You will continue to see that growth, and I believe that you can get to 100K easily.
Absolutely.
This season. So I look forward to having you participate. And of course, if you need anything, do not hesitate to reach out. Monovan Digital
Absolutely.
is here to support.
Oh, I got your number.
He's like, yeah, I know how to get a hold of you.
But shout out to you for putting this together, taking the time, gathering the experts, and just like what you have done for all the businesses and everybody that shows up at 7 a.m. No, but truly, shout out to you and CJ for all you've done for us. I genuinely appreciate that I found this community a year ago. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I think we are doing this because we understand that digital can work, and we want to see these businesses grow. I mean, does it help to get our brands out there? Absolutely. But I think it's even more beneficial when we teach people to become digital marketers and we see this growth and we know that this thing does work. You know what I mean? And if you do it right, it can work. So we're excited.
Absolutely. I told you before, every grant application that I sign up for, when they say, what will you do with the money? I will pay Monovan Digital to run my marketing campaign. That's what I would do with this money.
You're like, Monovan, we're already earmarked, Monovan Digital. Speak it into existence. We'll be here to help run your campaigns for you. So, Chef, thank you so much. We cannot wait to see you for season 2. 100K is done. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Take it easy. Guys, did you hear the numbers? Did you hear the numbers? Did you hear these businesses become digital marketers? We took them through a 12-week process. We paired them with digital marketing experts. Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, SEO. They worked with me to do a little bit of digital marketing strategy. They worked with Michelle on pricing and target audience. They worked with Jamila on branding. We put them all together. They put it all together. They implemented it. And what they saw was exponential growth in their business. Digital marketing actually does work. We have to grow beyond the likes and follows and really get back to the money in the bank. Really focus on our goals. If we understand our goals and we leverage digital marketing, we can get there. But I want you to move beyond those likes and follows, right? They are amazing, but it does not always get you the money in the bank. I cannot wait for the kickoff of season 2. This was the reunion show, but next week we really kick it off with those new businesses. We have 4 businesses coming to the stage. I cannot wait for you to meet them. All the experts, we have some new experts this season, some old ones and some new ones. Super excited about those new experts. Super excited about this season. It is going to be ridiculous. We have some of the brands coming back as mentors. We're really trying to push the envelope. We'll be doing some really cool, interesting things. So look out for us for the next 12 weeks as we walk these 4 businesses through digital marketing. Thank you so much for joining. A little bit more comments. Amazing job. Looking forward to season 2. Thank you, Ayana. Greetings from Spain. Welcome, Marcia. Thank you so much for joining us. That was amazing. Thank you, Chantal. Always. Thank you, my team. These guys are doing such great work. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I know that you will be here next week. We will definitely be here. Let's get it done. Have an amazing Thursday. Thank you for joining us here at the Top 7 Digital Marketing Trends at 7 p.m. I am your host, Tamara Wonlui. Talk to you guys next week.